Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Five Star Joshi Show here on the Fight Game Media Network, as well as my YouTube channel. I'm your host, as always, Scott E. We got a lot to talk about this week. It's a awesome week to talk Joshi wrestling. We are going to talk the fantastic Natsu and Saori 10th anniversary, Our Footprints show from this past Saturday, the produce show to celebrate Natsupoi and Saori Anou's anniversary, as well as all their friends and so on, and the Cosmic Angels and everything that came with that. Just a lovely, lovely show. I have so much to say about it. We're also going to talk about Stardom's upcoming Korakuen Hall show this weekend as Momo Watanabe returns to the ring, which is very exciting. Sareee will also compete in singles action on the show, which is always a wonderful, wonderful thing. Then we'll talk about the upcoming weekend for our Sendai girls. We'll talk about the big match that TJPW has announced, and we'll close out the show talking a very busy week from Marigold that closed up on Thursday with an awesome show at Shinjuku FACE as Mayu Iwatani defended the Superfly Championship against Misa Matsui. I am your host. Hello, everybody. If you're on YouTube, welcome. We are back, as always, each and every Friday right here on the channel. We bring the podcast to you. So if you're more of a video person, you want to see the images and everything I use, come right here. But we're always available on the Fight Game Media Network feed as well, wherever you get your podcasts. This week, and I want to thank so many people that reached out to me. Obviously, last week it was a tough week. I said as much at the top of the show, and I had a lot of people reach out to me and share so many nice words, and I really appreciate it. It means the world to me that anyone and everyone's willing to reach out and say something like that. So thank you so much. It meant so much. We are on such a better track this week. Everything that felt wrong last week has turned around. We are on a good path, family wise and such. So thank you, everyone, for that. Now to the Joshi side. Joshi continues to be the best thing in professional wrestling this year. And it's not close. It's just not. It is not. And it's why I'm so proud to have this channel, to have this show, to continuously talk about it with all of you and continuously share my thoughts with all of you, because at the end of the day, we are here to celebrate Joshi wrestling. I have said from the very beginning, the reason I do this is to celebrate the wrestlers and Joshi wrestling as a whole. Not for myself, not for myself. I just love this freaking genre. It's why I do what I do. It's why I do interviews. By the way, we got some amazing interviews on the way. So amazing. We have one coming to this channel. We'll have multiple heading to Fightful. I'm very, very proud of what I'm able to do and bring so many amazing words from these amazing wrestlers to life for the English speaking fans like yourselves. So keep an eye out for those. We should have at least one next week, probably the one after that. We'll see when the other one drops, but so much to look forward to. I'm really, really proud. Now, with that all out of the way, I think it's only right that we get into the topics at hand. And of course, we're going to start with Stardom. But I ask you, if you're on the YouTube channel, if you're not, if you're listening on MP3 and maybe you haven't followed, subscribed to the channel, you should. First of all, you should, because I'm creating new content, hopefully 2 videos every single week. This week was much of the same there, because on Thursday, I dropped the Stardom's next top babyface. The question that I presented as part of a 5-star extra, which will be a continuous series on the YouTube channel, a bonus from this podcast each and every week. You know, if I have a conversation that I want to go more in on from the podcast, we're going to do videos like this. And we kind of talked about this a few weeks ago. I brought it back. Who is going to be Stardom's next top babyface? Who's the best option? Who is my choice? I presented 5 potential choices. And I want you to go check that video out and let me know who your pick would be for the next top babyface of Stardom. So please, please, please check that out. Now, let's get to the world wondering, shall we? The world wondering, my oh my. It wasn't even necessarily a big week for Stardom, but a massive week for two wrestlers specifically. And that was, of course, Natsupoi and Sareee, who celebrated their anniversary with this fantastic, fantastic show that I'm so excited to talk about. I watched it in the slowest way possible because I couldn't watch it live and I couldn't watch it the next day. It took a lot of time, but I finally got to it. And my goodness, was I missing out on a good time. This show was so Natsupoi. This show was so Sareee. And I said last week, this show can be the relaunching point for specifically Natsupoi as a top star, a true top star in the world wondering. I feel pretty good about that take here. But there were other matches before we get to that big time main event, including the opener, which was Act Yasukawa and Mari facing Natsuki and Yukina Uehara. So this was the actress girls' time, giving them an opportunity to wrestle their match. Just crazy, by the way. All these years later, to see Act Yasukawa in a Stardom ring again. That was like the one thing I just thought about when this match was happening. I was like, wow, that is pretty insane to think about. But congratulations to her. You saw Natsuki get a win. Natsuki and Uehara got the win over Mari and Act. Natsuki, from what I've seen in Actress Girls, and now she was the one wrestler that didn't leave last year for Marigold that I was like, I would have loved to see what she could have done there, but she's great. She legitimately is great. I'm happy that Actress has kept her and really seemingly made her one of the top wrestlers in that promotion. I really do enjoy her. She was the Actress Girl World Champion once upon a time. She had a number of defenses, so maybe worth checking that out if you liked her work here. She was the one in the orange. But yeah, this was a fun opener and kind of, again, got the job done in terms of presenting Actress Girls, something that, of course, is so near and dear to the hearts of Natsupoi and Sareee, right? That is their history. That is where they started. And throughout this show, by the way, the lovely opening of Natsupoi and Saori presenting their show and their past. Oh man, just I applaud it because it was beautiful. It was just such a beautifully done show. Like I said, this wasn't a Stardom show. It was truly a Natsu and Saori show from start to finish. The presentation, the way they did it, it was so lovely. It was so lovely. So, opening match was fun. From there, the Actress Girls' history continued as you had I believe Ana Aba and Mika Ozaki face Tehoma and Yuna Manase. Obviously, a lot of emotions here. Iba has not wrestled since, I believe, the first year of Actress Girls to begin with. She did go by her wrestling name of Yuki Harima in this match, which was very cool. Yeah, she hasn't wrestled since 2016, but she did have her match here. She had faced Sareee before in her career, so it's cool to see her come out of it. I know she's a singer, very successful. I believe she was on the New Japan show actually the day after. She was trained by Yuna Manase, which is pretty cool. So she got to face her trainer. And yeah, like this was again another fun match. Maybe you treated this as the opener. And Tehoma getting the win, I think, was really special because Tehoma is retiring this year, and I think allowing her to step onto this big stage at Oda Ward. By the way, the crowd, I think they ended up having just an incredible crowd. They said 2837, an incredible number. I know that the English account said it was, about 2,000 or so paid, and then the rest were whatever. It's an accomplishment nonetheless. This is a produce show packed to the building, and you felt it. I don't give a shit. As long as people are there and supporting these wrestlers, that's what matters to me, man. But this was a lot of fun to open up the show. Now Kakuta obviously back in there as well for the refereeing. So yeah, just a fun opening match to celebrate the past of actress girls. Then you got the vets out there. You had Miku Kane and Yumika Hoda team up to face Kara Ito and Rian. I don't know if I could say enough good things about Miku Kane, but I'm going to do my best to do so right now. She's awesome. Like Miku Kane, I talk about the future of Joshi a lot on here, right? There's so many incredible talents around the scene. You have Chi Chi, you have Victoria Yuzuki, Saori Yamaoka, recently debuted Shino. You have Sayaka Karara, Aya Sakura. You get my point, right? There's a long list of people I can go over. Miku Kane is right at the top, right? She is right in that conversation as among the best. And I think she showed that here, whether it was against Karo Ito or Rian. And Rian had a good showing as well. Listen, Rian has a hard time, I think, sometimes. Oh, my apologies. I think she sometimes has a hard time standing out. Um, but she's a solid wrestler. Like that's the thing with Rihanna. She is fundamentally solid, and her and Kane had a very solid back and forth throughout this match. And Kane getting the win was really cool. That's kind of what I want to see on these shows. She has now competed, feels like everywhere. Um, Kane has she's a Sareeism specialty, but this year alone, she has competed in Ice Ribbon, Seedling, Stardom, LLPWX, Sareeism, Pro Wrestling Evolution, uh, Deadlock Pro, Marigold, and yeah, that's it. But like, that's a who's who, and she deserves every opportunity. She's only 24 years old, a former actress girls competitor, formerly going by Kanamic. She took a chance on herself. She joined T Hearts, and she is Yumika Hoda's latest star pupil. You know, she is the follow up to Riko Kawahara, who had exited T Hearts to become a full time member of Marvelous. Hoda doesn't coach a lot of people, but the people she does, they become special. And Miku Kane is on that list. She's someone that you should be going out of your way to see moving forward. She deserves your attention. She deserves your respect. She's a incredibly talented wrestler. I hope more and more continue to check her out. You then had the Rumble. The Rumble, the Rumble, the Rumble. So Suzuki was unable to be part of this match. She did have to miss it due to, I believe it was poor health. I believe she was sick. But the rest of the match carried on. You had Sakura Hirota, Akino, Hiroya Matsumoto, Kekaro Sekaguchi, Ranmaru, Rina Mikura, Ryo Mizunami, Sakura Hirota again, Sakura Hirota again, Sonoko Kato, and Yuko Sakurai. So Hirota started this match as Shin Saori. She then came out as Shin Natsupoi. And then she came out as the heel version of Saori and won the match. There's only one Sakura Hirota, folks. But this was silly. This was funny. This was exactly what you expect from Rumbles at this stage, especially on produce shows. You know, you get a little bit of everyone on the card. No problems with the whatsoever. And I think Hirota doing the 3 stages of Foley gimmick was very, very funny. So again, no problems there. And then we get into the 3 big singles matches for the remainder of Cosmic Angels. And I think they went in order of worst to best, truthfully. This isn't a shot at Sayaka Karara. She did the best she could. It's hard to, I think, sometimes get a lot from Mayumi Osaki, right? Because a lot of the match is, very limited move set. She uses the chain a ton. There's not going to be any blood in this match to really get Karara super over. So to me, it's hard to really invest in a match. It went 12 minutes and 32 seconds. Karara did the best she could, right? She hits the big spear. That was a good spot, but otherwise, she didn't get given a lot. And well, I thought the match was solid. Like it wasn't bad. Um, she wasn't able to stand out like I thought Yuna Mizumori and Aya Sakura were, which was a shame because obviously Sayaka Kara, big time deal, wrestling someone in Ozaki who means a lot to Saori Anou's career with all the time she spent in Oz Academy. But yeah, I just I'll just say this: Sayaka Kara got a lot more from her match with Saya Kamatani than she did with Mayumi Ozaki in this one. We then had Yuna Mizumori versus Saki, and this was very, very solid. Definitely a nice uh change of pace, I think, after the Mayumi Ozaki Sayaka Kara match. Yuna Mizumori is awesome, right? We don't have to say that as much as we do, but I think we should. I think we should because until Yuna Mizumori gets a championship around her waist, we have to keep saying it. She's awesome. You put her in any spot, she's gonna shine. She's gonna deliver. She's been a role player for years now for Stardom, um, and her former tag team partner Saki came to play. This was the best I've seen from Saki in a very long time. I've seen Saki wrestle time and time again. We watched her do an entire 5-star Grand Prix after all a few years ago. This was one of her better matches she's had in a Stardom ring. I'll say that. Yuna Mizumori, like I said, is such a star. Waiting to just get that opportunity, right? When we've seen her get opportunities, she delivers. And this was an opportunity, and I thought she delivered. This match was quite good, but it was from here I thought that the show went from pretty solid, fun, fitting of Natsupoi and Saori just to top of the line great. And that, of course, brings us to the We Are Stardom match. It was Starbomb, Starlight Kid, and Azumi going to a 15-minute draw with Wingori Saida and Hanan. There's just so much to love about this match. Starlight Kid is comfortably in Wrestler of the Year conversations. Wingori is comfortably, perhaps leading the Tag Team of the Year conversation. That is why this match was so exciting going into it. And obviously, all of them are champions, right? Azumi, New Japan Strong Women's Champion, Starlight Kid, Wonder of Stardom Champion, both of them also holding the Artist of Stardom titles, while Saida and Hanan are holding the Goddesses of Stardom championships. And I was watching this match, amazed, obviously, at just how fantastic they are. And I'm watching Starlight Kid. I'm watching her fight Hanan, and I'm like, do we go this direction? Is this the eventual Wonder of Stardom championship direction? And it's funny because, spoiler alert, if you haven't checked it out, go check out the Stardom's Next Top Babyface video I put on the YouTube channel because boy, oh boy, are they in that conversation. But watching them, they have such great chemistry. And then I watch Ida tag in, and it's just such a different level from the word go. When Ida gets in the ring, it is all gas, no brakes. Everything in the match is elevated to another level. She's just so fantastic. And I'm pleading. I'm pleading. If we're going to continue giving opportunities to wrestlers to get into matches they hadn't before, right? We did it. We did it with Karara. We did it with Hanako this past month. Then please, please give Saida that opportunity. Put her in the Wonder of Stardom Championship match. Let her and Starlight Kid tear it down at Korakuen Hall. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Her and Azumi was great in the closing stretch. Just, you knew this was going to go to a draw, but I'm left hoping that we go to a Goddesses of Stardom Championship match. Starbomb has a claim. This is a massive Goddesses of Stardom title match, one that can easily main event a Korakuen for this Stardom, and no one will bat an eye. Listen, they don't have to beat Wingori, but they do need to run that match. Run it back on a Stardom show, please, and thank you. This was great, and the start of just great after great after great on the show. And speaking of great, my goodness, listen, It meant a lot to me to see this in the semi-main event. You know my love for Aya Sakura. You know my love for Sareee. Sareee, I call the best in the world for a reason. Sareee, I've had the incredible opportunity to continuously work with since her return to Japan. So there is absolute bias in this match. But they delivered at a point my bias didn't need to exist. They were incredible. This was such an excellent match. This is exactly what you want in the veteran versus rookie style match, right? The veteran versus the junior, whatever you want to call it, because Sareee is the highest of peaks to try and reach, right? She is the best of the best. Few, if any, are better than her in all of pro wrestling today. And Aya Sakura is one of the best junior wrestlers in Joshi. She has continuously, with her opportunities, showed she has the heart, she has the passion, she has the determination to be great. And the amazing part of Sareee is she is going to do everything in your power to make you bring that out of yourself. She'll bring some of it out of you, but you need to bring it out of yourself too, because you need to carry that with you forward. That is exactly what we saw here. Aya Sakura was terrific in this match. My God, did she have me believing? She had me on the edge of my seat, believing in her. Listen, she wasn't going to beat Sareee, but Sareee brought it. Sareee brought it and gave it right back, right? Aya Sakura got more offense in this than I could have ever expected, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful match. The drop kick that Saori hit on the bottom rope was one of the nastiest ones she has hit. And the story of Aya having to fight to get back into the ring was a beautiful story to follow. When I say this match was great, I'm not sugarcoating it. It was so great. Aya Sakura, if she wasn't made before through her feud with Chi-Chi, boy, oh boy, is she made now. And I thought of that the entire time. I was like, I know Chi-Chi and Sareee, they've had to talk about Aya. And Aya is someone that I'm sure Sareee has watched the clips of and said, okay, I see something here. And my God, did she get the best out of her. This was awesome. Such an awesome match. Aya Sakura, you are the one. You look at her peers in Stardom, Karara, Hanako, Rian, Hime, Kuragane, Hamabe, the list goes on and on and on. She is above all of them. I truly believe that. And I'm ready for Stardom to use this as a catapult. The title she holds is a Sendai Girls Championship. It's time she holds a Stardom Championship, or at least chases one. Unbelievable storytelling match. So fantastically done. One of the best matches of the entire week. One of my personal favorites. And just everything you wanted. Sareee, thank you so much for being back in Japan. I can't thank you enough for it. And now she's going to try to do it again this weekend, which we'll talk about. But that brings us to our main event. And my God, what a main event it was. This was the first time Natsu and Saori teamed this year. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And I said to myself when the match was over, why? Why? Why is this the first match? How is this the first match these two are teaming up? Because when these two are together, they are one of, if not the best teams in the world. Truly, 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 truly. And they showed it here. And Natsupoi. Oh my God. This is the Natsupoi that has been special for so long. This is the Natsupoi in 2022 and 2023. The world believes one of the best in the world. The world said she will be Wonder Stardom champion. This was Natsupoi at her very best. I get emotional thinking about it. I do. Because Natsupoi didn't get the reign she deserved last year. And I go on and on about that in the Stardom's next top baby face thing. I'm not going to go on and on about it again. But I said last week with a purpose. If she looks like the Natsupoi of old in this match, you relaunch her to the top. You make her a perfect protagonist of this company. You make her one of the faces of this company again, and you put her in that ring with Saya Kamatani for the World of Stardom Championship sometime in the next 6 months. This was her at her best. She was the MVP of this match. She was. She was the MVP of this match. And by the way, the looks for Natsupoi and Saori, unbelievable. This was unbelievable gear. Like Saori looked like she reminded me of what was the name of that show? I can't remember, but they just looked incredible. Like the gear, the presentation, the color at like the yellow and the blue, it was just perfect. It was just perfect. I loved seeing these two together. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And you put them in the ring with Chihiro Hashimoto and Mika Wada. I think we got to make a legal rule. Natsupoi and Hashimoto got to share the ring at the very least once per year. And that's keeping it low. Give me twice. Give me 3 times. Give me a million. These two are magic together. Magic together. The wrestling in this match was terrific. And Natsupoi, oh man, it just made me so happy to see how great she was. She ended up pinning Mika Wada in the end. Saori and Awada got to renew their rivalry. I thought they were great as well. Saori Anou and Natsupoi, if you told me that they were going to collectively be your top babyface pairing moving forward in Stardom, I would not bat an eye because they're so fantastic together. You got to keep them together. I know there is something exciting of the potential of a heel-ish Saori Anou, but I don't know. I just love these two together. I really do. And this match was fantastic. One of my favorite tags of the year. And a fitting main event for this show. Well, as far as I thought, because we did get an impromptu 5-minute singles match between Natsupoi and Saori Anou, and they just went forward. They went 100% forward. Every single move, every single thing was hard hitting, dropping each other on one another's heads, just all these different things with them heading to the draw. Saori and Natsupoi delivered us something special with this show. They delivered us something memorable with this show. They delivered us a different flavor to a lot of what we have seen this year in Joshi. This was a celebration of them. This was a celebration of actress girls. This was a celebration of their friends. And this was a celebration of their pro wrestling and a celebration of Joshi. We need more produce shows like this in celebration, right? I'm excited to see what's next for these two. Now that this show, right, this has been their focus for most of the past 3-4 months. Now their focus changes. Now their focus changes to whatever they want in Stardom. I think they both should be pursuing the World of Stardom Championship. I think Natsupoi can easily be that main foil for Saya Kamatani. I think Saori Anou can obviously be the same. But just a lovely show, a lovely main event. You couldn't do it better. You could not do it better than how they did it. It was them until the very end. Just awesome. If you haven't watched it, go out of your way to get it. If it's still available to order on pay-per-view, do it. Do it. You won't be let down, especially with those last couple matches. Next up, we have New Blood. So busy week. So I was able to catch just a little bit, but we do have the news from New Blood and everything, so that's what's important. New Blood, it's a show. It's definitely a show. What matters is, though, that we are starting to see different things be built up, which I think is obviously important. The opening match was Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kara, so young Kozen getting the win over um, both Emma and Kikyo. So I like that. I like that match. I like the idea of that match. I think ultimately young Kozen should be the reigning defending New Blood Tag Team Champions as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what we're waiting for particularly. It's such an obvious route for them right now. I don't know why they don't challenge for the belts, but I'd like them to. Please, very soon. Please. And it's cool to see both Emma and Kikyo continue to grow as wrestlers. So this was a fun opener. This was a fun opener. You then had Yuri Hime lose to Asuka Goda in 8 minutes and 18 seconds, which is important because Yuri Hime was back out at the end of the show to challenge for titles. Sure. Kira Kuragane lost to Debbie Keitel, who's over with Diana. In the three-way tag team match, Hina kept up her momentum. Hina and Ranna Yagami defeating Hanoka and Saran, as well as Azusa Naba and Fukigen Death. After this match, we learned that Rian and, well, I think it was the next match, but Rian and Kira Kuragane will have a singles match at Korakuen this weekend, and the winner will challenge Hina for the championship. The funny thing about that, and this is a pet peeve, admittedly, I don't know why it is. It just is. They both lost singles matches on this show. Why are we not picking someone else that's not losing? Like, why are we not going with even Aya Sakura? Like, I understand she's holding the junior, but like, let's just use reasoning here. Why don't we? Maybe Nanami can't anymore. I don't know. It's just a confusing thing. Like, they both lost. Why do that immediately? Because in the next match, Rian lost to Nanami Hatano. Solid match. Nanami's very good. Rian's getting there, but that is the match set up. And I just asked myself, like, they're both losing. Let's have some reason here, right? I don't know. That's just maybe it's just me. But it is what it is. And then you had your main event. Waka Tsukiyama and Hanako successfully defended the championships once again, defeating Himiko and Yuma Makoto. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing with these belts. We already have done versions of this match, right? They defended against Himiko and Nanami the last time. My apologies. And they had defended in 3 months. And when Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori challenged, they lost. I still think Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kara should be challenging. We've had the double Himiko challenge. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. But we do know who the next challenger will be. As Yuri Hime walked out there and made the challenge, she wants to be next, but she did not announce who her tag partner will be. And I will put it into the air now. Let's make it Saya Ida. Please. I love that duo. I don't know why, but it's a exciting, fun duo. I'd love to see it. So let's do it, please. Now we get to our previews for Stardom this upcoming weekend, starting with Friday. By the time you're listening to this, it might have already happened. IWGP Women's Championship. Syuri will defend it for the first time since beating Mayu Iwatani at All-Star Grand Queendom to win the championship, and she will defend in Pro Wrestling Eve against Alex Windsor. So, big time matchup there. Alex Windsor's excellent. I've had the opportunity to interview her in the past. She's a great wrestler. She's an awesome choice to be an international challenger for this title. And obviously Syuri's fantastic, right? I don't need to say, I don't think that's breaking news by any stretch. The one thing I will say is we know the result. we know the result. All roads lead to the conversion, Syuri versus Sareee for the title. But it's nice to see Syuri get a defense in, because let me tell you, That's Saree's belt. And as much as I love Syuri, that is the reality. That is Saree's belt she's holding, and the time is ticking. So I'm happy she's getting a defense in. But tick tock. That's all I can say. Now we head over to the Korakuen Hall show. This Korakuen Hall show is not necessarily packed, but with 2 weeks to go until the conversion, we got to get something going. Please. So, what we do know is Yuna Mizumori will face Emma Mishima in the opening match. So, that will be a fun singles for Emma to challenge herself. We'll then have the Future Stardom #1 contendership match as Rion goes one-on-one with Akira Kuragane. I would love one of these two to just show something. And I think it's very clear Rion's winning. She's the one that made the challenge in the first place. She's the one that presented all this. So it'd be kind of shocking if she lost. Now, do I have the full confidence that this is definitely going to be the case? No, I don't. But I feel like Rion and Hina is the way they want to go. Give Rion the big opportunity. Probably maybe at the conversion in one of the opening or middle matches. I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking. So there you go. Next up, you'll have Saki Kashima, Hina, and Tomoki Inaba, and Kyoko Kotatsu, who only wrestles on these Korakuen shows, which is, I feel like, defeating the purpose of her, but I don't know. She has a weird schedule going on. They'll face Suzuki, Koguma, Yuri Hime, and Kiko Furusawa. So that'll be a fun little tandem there. I like that. I like FWC maybe to bring in Kikyo. I think that'd be a fun combo. You know, a three-way battle will be Suzuki versus Lady C versus Azusa and Naba. So, okay. You'll have the New Blood Tag Team Champions, Waka Tsukiyama and Hanako, team up to face Natsuko Tora and Ruaka. So that will be an interesting one as they face BMI 2000. You'll then have the Stars trio of Hanan, Saya Ida, and Momo Kogo, teaming up to face Natsupoi, Aya Sakura, and Sayaka Karara. I think this will be a very solid trios match. I wonder if this could lead to a challenger for a belt, with Natsupoi and Hanan being the ones I'm circling. Maybe young Kozen challenges for the goddess belts. Give me something, please. The conversion is in 2 weeks. Please give me something from this match. A lot of great wrestlers here. Then you'll have the real. Ranna Yagami goes one-on-one with Saori. Ranna Yagami, of course, the junior of Syuri. So a great way to build that matchup. Saori goes one-on-one with her. Saori is challenged. Saori has said she doesn't really understand if she doesn't think Stardom's teaching the right fundamentals. She doesn't think Stardom is teaching these wrestlers the true fight and what they should be for these juniors to expand, right? Saori is very old school, right? That Zenjo spirit lives on. She doesn't think that these juniors have that in them. So she's going to bring it out of them. Her and Ranna Yagami is going to be great, just like Aya Sakura was great. Saori's the best in the world. Anytime you book Saori in a singles match, I am there. So I'm very excited for this one. Real chance for Ranna Yagami to have the best showing of her career while Saori continues to build towards the match with Syuri. And then in your main event, which is a interesting main event for various reasons. I don't know where this is leading, but Momo Watanabe is back, and that's what matters. Saya Kabatani, Momo Watanabe, and Konami and Rina, they all team up to face Neo Genesis, Charlie Kidd, Azumi, Mei Sarah, and Miyu Amasaki. Wonder of Stardom champion on one side, World of Stardom champion on the other. Momo Watanabe's back. Lots of parts playing here. Do we ever get the turn? Do we make the turn? How does Momo look? What is Momo doing? There's so many questions and no answers. This is a show that I need to watch live because of the littlest of hope that I get something, anything regarding Momo Watanabe turning. Please, I'm hopeful. Neo Genesis is right there. Her former tag partners are right there. Just give me something. Please. Also, we should get a Wonder or World of Stardom title match out of this, please, as well. The conversion has the IWGP title match, but it doesn't have anything else. It needs another hook. It's at Yogi, so they're gonna sell the tickets. I'm not worried about that, but you're gonna want Saya Kamatani in a big match. You're gonna want Starlight Kid in a big match. So we'll see what that looks like. But welcome back, Momo Watanabe. You have been dearly missed. Dearly, dearly missed. But that is it from the World Wonder Ring. We will be back next week to talk about the Korakuen Hall show and then preview their week of house shows before the conversion the weekend after. We head over to Sendai Girls as they have two shows this weekend. First in Osaka on Saturday and then at Shinjuku FACE on Sunday, which will be live on Wrestle Universe. The first show will see Zones go one-on-one with Yuna. Then you'll have Chi-Chi versus Hiroyo Matsumoto. This will be probably be the first Chi-Chi match I have seen since March. Oh, it's been brutal. I'm so happy she's back. She has two good matches this weekend. You'll have Yuri Suzuki go one-on-one with Yurika Oka. Team 200 kilograms. Teams up. They'll face Minami and Sadie Gibbs. And in your main event, should be a great main event, Dash Sasako teams up with Ryo Mizunami to take on Red Energies and Mika Wada and Miyuki Takase. Then on Sunday, like I said, live on Wrestle Universe, it'll be Yuna and Yuri Suzuki teaming up. They'll face Ryo Mizunami and Minami. In three-way action, it'll be Sakura Hirota versus Hiroyo Matsumoto versus Zones. You have Chi-Chi going one-on-one with Dash Chisako 1 month before she goes one-on-one with Dash Chisako, but at Sareeism. So that's fascinating. Debbie Keitel and Sadie Gibbs team up. They'll take on Team 200 kilograms. And then the Sendai Girls tag team titles are on the line as Red Energy defends them against Unagi Sayaka and Yurika Oka. I'll tell you what, that's not Bobo Momo Banana, but it is Yurika Oka in a big match. So I'll never say no. Looking forward to that one. Look forward to those shows. Keep supporting the Sendai Girls. Lovely to always have them airing live. Speaking of airing live, we now have our main event for Summer Sun Princess 2025. It will be the first defense from Mizuki since WrestleMania week when she defended the title against Miyu Yamashita. Summer Sun Princess, their signature event. They'll be at Oda Ward. It will be against Yuki Arai, which was a shock to me as someone who really believed Yuki Arai would just win the Tokyo Princess Cup, then go on to wrestle Princess and face Mizuki for the title and win the title. Instead, they're going with her earlier for this big show at Oda Ward, and I'm fascinated to see how it goes. Yuki Arai is very obviously like the big draw these days, right? The big draw of the company. I don't know. I don't know what this match will necessarily look like in terms of what's the story, but the story to me at least feels like a first-time failure for Yuki Arai before ultimately coming back and beating Mizuki somewhere down the line. Personally, I still would have waited for Wrestle Princess, but hey, it is what it is. It's a major match. First time title challenge for Yuki Arai, who is always going to be in this spot. I just thought she would have won the Tokyo Princess Cup. Hurts my predictions, but hey, my predictions are going good this year, so that's okay. Now we get to Marigold. Marigold had a busy week. They have no shows over the next 7 days, however. So, but then they have 3 the week after. So we will dive into their past weekend and, of course, their Shinjuku FACE show on Thursday to close out our podcast here today. Marigold's on a good run. This was the start of their Burning Desire tour, which I really enjoyed, or have enjoyed so far. I think the first 2 nights were really fun. The first show, which was on Friday of last week, my apologies, on the 30th, You had Chiaki defeat Nagisa Tachibana, Megaton defeat Ryoko Sakamura, and then you had the Super Rookies team up for the first time. It's Sareee Yamaoka and Shino teamed to face Kazuna Tanaka and Kamomo Manami. This went to a 15-minute time limit draw, but it was awesome to see the Super Rookies together and really just the future of Marigold all put into one match, right? You're just missing Victoria Yuzuki and Rhea Seto, but these four are, of course, at the center of pushing this promotion forward. Shino is not always going to be around, of course, as she's still in school and learning, but when she is, all attention will go to her after her incredible debut with Mai Sakurai. I thought she looked very solid in this match, her second career match, by the way. I thought it was, kind of an emotional moment getting to see her and Kazuna Tanaka share the ring for the first time. There was a lot of respect there. Sareee Yamaoka and Shino, I like the tandem that they have. I just think they're a fun duo, a super rookie duo. So obviously there's an addition there, some sort of maybe extra attention to them, obviously. But hey, listen, Sareee Yamaoka's been used to it, and I think Shino's ready for it. Kamomo Manami was great. Kamomo Manami deserves so much praise for the continued growth she's had. She feels like a different wrestler, but we'll give her some more praise here in a little bit. Next up, we had Misa Matsui defeating Hummingbird and Rhea Seto ahead of what would be her championship match against Mayu Iwatani on the Thursday show. Then in the semi-main event, it was Mai Sakurai and Chanyota going to a 15-minute time limit draw with Utami Hayashishita and Koki Amare. Thought this was very solid as well. Chanyota is awesome. I keep saying that every week. I love her and Mai Sakurai. I think they're such a fantastic tag team. I kind of hoped that the winner of this match would challenge Magenta. I had to wait a few more days, but we were on path. Koki Amare looked a little bit better here. We'll give Koki Amare some big credit here in a second. But her Utami and Chanyota minutes were the real minutes of this match. First time minutes, I think, off the top of my head, but you could tell this was a challenge of strength that Utami appreciated. She just clearly had an overall appreciation as well for Utami Hayashishita, which I liked a lot, or for Chanyota, I should say. And yeah, this was a really, really entertaining match. The draw was not a shock. You weren't beating any of these people, especially because Chanyota has been staying strong over the past couple weeks. And then your main event. Man, I love this main event. It was Mayu Iwatani Mirai, Victoria Yuzuki defeating Chika Goto, Miku Anou, and Yuki Minami. Listen, those first time graps between Mayu Iwatani and Miku Anou, it's magic. It's magic. It's magic. It's magic. And I know my bias goes far when it comes to the greatest of all time, my favorite wrestler of all time, Mayu Iwatani. But it's only right that I give credit to everyone in this match because I thought everyone was great in this match. Go Chika. Nice little golf clap for Go Chica. She saw the challenge of facing Mayu Iwatani for the first time. She had the best lariat of her career. She had an incredible swing on Mayu Iwatani. Just fantastic. Yuki Minami had what I think was her best overall performance to date. She was awesome. Like, Yuki Minami is a wrestler who, when she debuted, she's like, hey, it's fine. But she's slowly progressing. That's all you can ask for. This was a really good showing for her. She was in the right spots. She had some good moves. She took a lot of damage, but she kept fighting back. Really enjoyed that. I think another part I enjoyed was Yuzuki and Mayu just kind of having their little moments in the ring. They also got to team up together for the first time, hit stereo super kicks. I was like, this is what it's all about, folks. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it just because it took a year for them to come back together, and it's like they never missed a moment. Mirai was awesome. Go Chica was awesome. Like I said, Miku Anou, Mirai minutes. I mean, every time we get them, they fire me up, rightfully so. But Mayu Iwatani got the win when she hit the moonsault on Yuki Minami. So very good main event there from Friday. That brings us to the Sunday show in Fukuoka. We had Sareee Yamaoka and Shino get the win this time. They defeated Nagisa Tachibana and Ryoko Sakamura. We had Chika Goto defeat Hummingbird in one-on-one action. Koki Amari kept things going. She defeated Megaton and Yuki Minami. Then we had Chen Yoda go one-on-one with Kazuna Tanaka. I thought this was kind of a shocking match to make, obviously. Not because he can protect everyone, but Kazuna Tanaka, obviously, someone that's higher up the card a little bit. And then Chen Yoda, of course, not an official roster member, but someone who continues to be a core part of Marigold. This was a fun one, I thought. I had fun with these two. Listen, they're not neither of them are going to put on a match of the year contender or lead a match of the year contender, but they can be part of some great matches, and they're very good tag wrestlers. So I like to see the challenge of these two having single matches against each other. It's how they both improve. In the semi-main event, you had Utami Hayashishita and Victoria Yuzuki team back up. They defeated Chiaki and Misa Matsui. Listen, I really like Chiaki and Misa Matsui as a duo. I think they're quite good. And I obviously love Victoria Yuzuki and Utami as a duo. Right now, my tag team of the year run, they're in the top 3. They're that great together. So I will watch them team up all the time because they're so good together. Then in your main event, it was Mayu Iwatani, Mirai and Komomo Minami team up. They faced Mai Sakurai, Miku Ano, and Rhea Seto in the homecoming match for Komomo Minami. Always lovely when you get the homecoming matches, right? And for a good 19 minutes and 48 seconds, I thought these 6 really crushed it. I mean, there is a certain standard we have now reached in Marigold where the main event is just their house style is so great. And you add Mayu Iwatani to that, it's just going to get lifted up to begin with. She should main event every show as far as I'm concerned. Selfishly, I don't care. Like, that's just how I feel. She is so fantastic. And every time you get new bouts for her against these wrestlers, it's exciting. We'll talk about that more on the Shinjuku FACE show. But again, more magic between here and Miku Ano. That feels like the biggest match in Marigold moving forward. I always like to perfect and point out what is the biggest match in Marigold, right? Originally, it was Sareee and Julia, obviously. Then it was Sareee and Utami Hayashishita. After that, it was probably Utami and Mirai for sure. Now that Mayu's here, now that Miku Ano's on her level, it's those two, undoubtedly. I just can't wait to get there. Lovely to see Komomo Minami obviously get the win in her hometown as well. Listen, I really like Mayu and Mirai teaming up. I think they're awesome together. They just have the same energy. It's probably why I really do love Mirai, because she has that same personality and energy that Mayu does, and they just work together. But this was a really good main event. Again, Komomo Minami, Rhea Seto getting highlighted once again, which is always great. Keep giving these two main events, keep giving these two their opportunities, because they're going to continue to show they deserve them. That's, I think, what's so special. Monday Magic Prime Time, Episode 2. GHC Women's Championship on the line. Koki Amari defending against Takumi Iroha. Listen, I didn't know going into this what this match was going to look like. I didn't know, because Koki struggled, right? That's not a secret. Koki had struggled in her return match. Koki hadn't necessarily had any flashy moments over the weekend, but this was a big match. This was a singles match. And what was she going to look like, right? Torn ACL 5 months ago, all these different things. And she's going in there against an absolute monster in Takumi Iroha. Again, what was this match going to look like? It was very good. Like, this match shocked me because I didn't know what Koki was going to do. But Koki in the underdog role against someone like Takumi just worked. Takumi's been on that level of greatness that I missed from her the past couple of years. Ever since this Marigold feud kicked off, it feels like she's been re-inspired in many ways. And her onslaught of offense on Koki brought Koki to a limit of, I gotta fight back. I think what Koki's secret is moving forward is to just remain strike based, remain, you know, grounded in her own offense. No need to lift wrestlers. I don't know if she has necessarily the strength to lift. That was always her struggles in the early days and now still. Um, she's not a super like strong wrestler, which is fine. Like she's not able to do lifts all the time, and that's okay because what she does well is the boots and the strikes and the fighting back. I was super impressed. There was a conversation to be had that this, to me, could rival the Mirai match from the Dreamstar as her best singles match, which is again impressive because it felt like a lot of people were already writing her off, which I always said was unfair. I was like, she's rusty. She's getting back into the ring. She's learning. It's fine. And boy, oh boy, did she prove that was fine. Now, that being said, she did lose. As expected, Takumi Iroha hit the running three on Koki to pin her in the middle of the ring and become the new GHC Women's Champion. Becoming a triple champion, now holding the GHC Women's Championship, the AAAW Championship, and the AAAW Tag Team titles with Sareee. We are on a path where Sareee and Takumi Iroha are very likely going to be holding the GHC and IWGP Women's titles at the same time. Pretty surreal, in my opinion. But Takumi is a great champion to move forward with. It furthers the story between Marigold and Marvelous that I feel like continues to be the best story going. And yeah, I mean, Koki now can build herself back up without the pressure, I think, of having to be that champion, which I think was a good decision. Like, I think this was always the plan. It's just she unfortunately got injured and couldn't get some more defenses in. And that's really the problem there. But hey, she'll go down as the first champion. I hope she gets another chance to get it. But Takumi is now your GHC women's champion. And boy, oh boy, does that open the possibilities of where we're going to go. Very, very, very much. Because, you kind of look at it to me, and I think to myself, yeah, I think to myself, where can we go? Who is the right person to take this off of Takumi Iroha? Well, we do know the next time we'll see Takumi Iroha, at least in the Dream Star Fighting ring. And that will be at the next Korakuen Hall show. But before we get to that, let's review the Shinjuku FACE show from Thursday. A great show with the final three matches, really bringing it. So let's get to those results, shall we? Starting with the opening match on this show, which was Arina Yamanaka defeating Ryoko Sakamura. A fine match. I like Arina Yamanaka a lot. The more she's in it, the more she shows. I'd like her to be around more just so we can have consistent reps and get her to be part of something more frequently and consistently. But fine match. I think Ryoko Sakamura struggles a lot. I don't know. She seems to have lost some confidence, maybe. I don't. That it's a problem because I don't know what the solution is for her. But she's very clearly the one struggling the most right now in this company. And I would like to, I'd like to see her figure it out because, you look back at that debut with the Nai Takahashi and you think to yourself, wow, there was something there. Now you look at it, it's like, oh, where did that go? Not going to give up hope, but get a little worrisome. Then Koki Amare and Kazuna Tanaka defeat Hummingbird and Nagisa Tachibana. I thought this was a fun undercard match for what it was. And then on your screen, as you can see, you had Mikuwano, Chika Goto, and Yuki Minami defeat Nagisa Nozaki, Chiaki, and Megaton of Darkness Revolution when Chika Goto pinned Megaton. The story here is quite simple, and I thought this match was actually pretty good. Nozaki was quite solid. I thought Chiaki had a very good showing in this as well. And Megaton was Megaton. That's always the takeaway of Megaton. She is Megaton. But Megaton lost. And as we know, at Shine Forever, had she lost, she was going to be kicked out of the group. Now we know, going into the Korakuen Hall show in 2 weeks' time, that there is a possibility she's out because Nozaki and Chiaki told her, you have one more chance. You lose again, you're out. And that's going to be a hell of a moment because obviously Megaton's going to be a babyface. I think that's very clear. She's consistently cheered at these shows. So that's cool with me. But hey, I just want to give credit. Miku Ano's freaking awesome. Always is. Doesn't matter the opponent. She always raises them up. And this was another chance for her to do that. I thought she did that with very well with Nozaki and Chiaki. And Go Chica got the win. So that's the real. That's what matters. But let's get to the big three matches here. Starting with this was Megaton being devastated. Very sad. We'll start with this. Victoria Yuzuki versus Saori Yamaoka. The future versus the future. This was in many ways Marigold saying, we have the future right here. These two are going to be facing each other in main events for years to come. And this was a matter of what does the first match look like? This was a match that felt destined a few months ago. Obviously, Saori Yamaoka got hurt, but boy, oh boy, am I happy we pushed it off. I feel like the saying of this is the worst they're ever going to be with someone like Saori Yamaoka is so fascinating because it's scary how great she's going to be. And I say the same for Victoria Yuzuki. They are fascinating wrestlers to watch because they're so different. Victoria Yuzuki is very obviously very Mayu pilled in her skill set, and she is super exciting with her wrestling. She's not afraid to put it all on the line, as we have seen with her dives to the outside. She is not afraid to give it her all. She, in some ways, is kind of my Nami Toyota pill, and I know people get mad at me for that. That's whatever. I don't care. And it's why, like, you just got to let a wrestler like this that is so talented just do her damn thing. You know, people love to critique Victoria Yuzuki for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's because their favorite rookie isn't as awesome. I don't really know why. Because she's awesome. And I've been saying that since day one when she debuted as Yuzuki against Momo Watanabe. She just has it. She's not a rookie anymore. She's a junior wrestler. That's the class she's in. But she's still only a year and a half into her career. It's not fair she's this great. I get it. And she led a match against someone who is 5 months into her career and is very clearly just as, if not going to be even more awesome. Like, I am going to celebrate these two wrestlers because that is what we're supposed to be doing when these two wrestlers are facing off. That is what we're supposed to be doing with these two wrestlers because Saori Yamaoka is every bit of the super rookie she's supposed to be in more. She gets more and more natural every single weekend. You watch her grow from match to match. You watch her grow from show to show. Now that Nanae Takahashi is no longer here, it feels like she has gained confidence to a degree of she feels natural in the ring in every which way. She doesn't feel out of place. Everything feels so much more in sync. She always had the natural ability, right? The submission game, the ground game, the big throws, the big explosive moves. She has all of that. But it was making it feel in sync. Based on this match, based on the Takumi Iroha match, it's like night and day from literally the week before with Nanae. I don't know if that Nanae match just sparked something, but listen, Saori Yamaoka has had 4 big singles matches against Mirai, against Nanae Takahashi, against Takumi Iroha, and against Victoria Yuzuki. They all in my opinion, have the right to be the best single match of her career because they're all so good. This match was so good because, again, you're giving them 15 minutes to figure this shit out. You're giving them 15 minutes to learn together, to grow together. And that's what they did. Right? They figure out the early game of, we gotta, obviously we're going to a draw, but let's do some grappling. Let's do a little bit holds here and there. And then in that second half, it's just all systems go. You got strikes like crazy. You got dives like crazy. You got Sareee Yamaoka hitting the best spears of her career. She didn't get I don't think we got the explosive drop kick that I love. We got a little bit of everything else. And she hit a German suplex on Yuzuki that turned that girl inside out. But don't worry. Yuzuki got her game back. She had some nasty kicks in this match. Right on the button. Yamaoka sold them like death. Incredible. And then the dive to the outside where she just disappears and looks like she is going to absolutely eat it head first. She gets up. She's all fired up and they keep going. I can't sing the praises of these two more than I already do, but I'm gonna try because I believe so much in what these two are. I do. I think they're incredible. And they're the future of this industry, not just Marigold, of this industry. This was match number 1, and it was this good. Match number 2 will be better. Match number 3 will be better. These two are going to be rivals for years to come. And I can't wait. I can't wait to watch them grow together. Shout out to Yuzuki. Shout out to Yamaoka. Incredible. Incredible what they're able to do already. Their first match is a match that can be as good as some people's best match of their career. It's just the start. It's just the start for these two. Awesome stuff. Then you have the semi-main event. There's Utami Hayashishita and Arai and Rhea Seto versus Mai Sakurai, Kamau Minami, and Chanyota, where Chanyota got the win for her team, hitting a jackhammer on Rhea Seto. Yeah, this match was really good too. I love trios matches from this company. I feel like I've said that before, but I do. I really do. I love trios matches from this company. They always hit a certain level. Chanyota is feeling more and more comfortable in that ring. Mai Sakurai's freaking awesome. Kamau Minami's freaking awesome. Utami's awesome. Mirai, you get the point. They're all awesome. Rhea Seto and Mirai and Utami hit the JoJo pose at the beginning. I thought it was the loveliest thing. I was like, oh, I feel like Rhea Seto, anytime like someone gets in on the act with her, it's just such a lovely thing. And they did that and they loved it. It was so good. It was so good. But this was a really fun trios match where they're building up Chanyota. Chanyota getting the win, pinning Rhea Seto, and in result, ultimately beating Utami and Mirai. We got some more Mirai, Mai Sakurai minutes, which were fantastic. Love those. We got some Utami Chanyota minutes once again, which were really good. They like facing each other a lot. I don't know how risky or not, maybe not risky, but I don't know how ballsy we're willing to go somewhere down the line. Give Chanyota a world title match. Let's get crazy. But this win was to set up a challenge. Mai Sakurai and Chanyota officially challenged Magenta to a Twin Star Championship match at the next Korakuen Hall show on the 17th. So, big time match there. I was hoping they'd challenge. I love to see them challenge. That match should be great. I love Mai and Chanyota. Mayota, is that what we're going to call them? Mayota? Yeah, I think that's what they call themselves. They're awesome. They're just such a good pairing. I've said awesome a lot on the show. I just really like Joshi wrestling, if you couldn't tell. And I like the word awesome. But yeah, I can't wait for that match. They look great. Throughout this one, Chanyota's got a lot of confidence going for her. She had a lot of confidence on the mic. Crowd was really into her. It's really great to see. And Mai Sakurai crushing it. Speaking of Mai Sakurai, I want to shout out my guy Trent. Resumermag dot is it .com? Yes, it is .com. Resumermag.com. He wrote an awesome article, a public apology to Mai Sakurai. Talking about where she was during her debut back in the day when she joined Cosmic Angels, and how she's grown to what she is now, which has been really incredible. I really love that article. It helps that it uses some of the quotes from my interview with her, so that's pretty cool too. But no, seriously, go check that out, because I think if you've been on this journey with my Sakura, you'll have a great appreciation for that article. But let's get to the main event. Superfly championship match. Mayu Iwatani defends the Superfly title against Misa Matsui. Oh my god, this match is so great. Oh, so great. It's just like it's everything I could have hoped for when Mayu went to Marigold. The idea of it, the hopes of it, facing new wrestlers like a Misa Matsui and going out there and clearly being such a fan of the performance of the wrestler standing across from her. I don't think Mayu could have said enough nice things about Misa Matsui. So I'm going to say more nice things about Misa Matsui. Misa Matsui has been the Swiss Army knife of Marigold in its first year. She has plugged into so many different roles for this company, mostly challenger. But every time she steps up. To me, she has the two best Superfly championship matches to date. This one and the one to crown the inaugural champion. Both of those have rocked. Both of those have been great. Truly. She had the great title challenge of Mai Sakurai for the United National Championship, a match that feel like it lifted up Mai Sakurai's reign. She has gone from popular babyface to popular heel, right? Psycho Speed freaking rules. She's gonna have her day. I know a lot of people are upset, that she continuously is going out there and losing challenges, but she's going to have her day. I firmly believe that. She's just so fantastic. Why not keep putting her in big matches? Because that's how great she is. She won Mayu over, and I think that is an important person to be winning over. And Mayu Iwatani, listen, I think I spend every single week now praising whatever Mayu does, so it's not really a difference here if I do it again, but I'm going to do it again. Mayu Iwatani is the greatest of all time. This is the first time her and Misa Matsui had a one-on-one match, and you'd think they've wrestled plenty times before. Instant chemistry, right? You had your heel shtick at the beginning, but the work was top notch. It was crisp. It was on point. The crowd was so into it. The crowd was so into these two and what they brought to the table. Misa Matsui had such great near falls against Mayu Iwatani, someone who I knew wasn't losing this. But this is why you give her the Superfly Championship. You give her the opportunity to have these big matches against the entire roster. Yes, she'll eventually be United National Champion. Yes, she'll eventually be Twin Star Champion. And yes, she will eventually be Marigold World Champion. But for now, let her dive into this for the first time. Let her dive in to these matches with these new wrestlers and put on a show, because her and Misa Matsui brought it home. This match was awesome. I think it might be my favorite Superfly Championship match yet. It's either that or the first one between Shozuki and Misa Matsui. It was terrific. It was terrific. Mayu getting the tombstone. Oh, big moment there. That was great. I love it. I love it. Because she teased it and I was like, damn it. And then she hits it kind of out of nowhere. Big smile on her face. Matsui's pretty much done from there. But Misa, my God, give her all the credit in the world. She has been such an MVP for this company. She continues to be an MVP for this company. She's going to have her day in the sunshine, just not today, because the icon's sun shines brighter than all, because that is the greatest of all time, folks. And I'll just say this. I just feel the need to say this. I will never understand how you can look at the happiness of Mayu Iwatani on every single one of these shows. The genuine smiles, the genuine ability to love what she's doing and say she made the wrong choice. There is no doubt in my mind that she made anything but the right choice. This was absolutely the right choice. She feels reinvigorated, so excited. She's crushing it. She's having an incredible run already. Every match she's in, she lifts up everyone around her. She lifts up the company herself. Listen, I know I do this every week, but what's not one more time and another time after that? It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. You know what you're getting with me. It's going to be the Mayu Iwatani show because Marigold is now the Mayu Iwatani show. This match was fantastic. Go out of your way to check it out over on Wrestle Universe. Top tier match. Just so awesome. Mayu Iwatani is putting together an incredible Wrestler of the Year campaign, despite being a quiet first half of the year. Boy, oh boy, has she turned it on, especially over the past month. In her first month in this company, she's had big matches with Victoria Yuzuki, Nai Takahashi, and now Misa Matsui. Let's just keep padding the stats. And we already know she's going to keep padding the stats because she said she is joining the fight. She is going to represent Marigold in the fight against Marvelous. She wants in. She wants next. She said, Takumi Iroha, if you're listening, please reply. Let us know. What are we going to do? How are we going to compete? I'm in. Let's do this. My God, I can't wait. I can't wait. So yeah, she's gonna join the fight on the next Korakuen Hall show. I'm thinking hopefully something with Utami too, obviously, because Takumi's in it. We don't want to go away from that. We know that's what they want. They've talked about it on social media. So if we're getting like Mayu and Utami versus like Takumi and someone, holy shit. By the time this is out, it's probably already announced knowing how this goes, but let me just get excited for the moment. But what a show. Awesome show. Marigold crushed it this week. Stardom crushed it this week. Saori, best in the world. Mayu Iwatani, greatest of all time. All the things that I say every single show. Got to say it all over again. But thank you everyone for listening this week. I'll be back next week to talk the Korakuen Hall show. We'll preview what's up next from Marigold, the Korakuen Hall show from Stardom. We'll talk Sendai Girls next week for sure because it's a light weekend otherwise. And yeah, we'll take a look. Maybe we'll have a conversion card, something set up, please. There'll be plenty to talk about. We'll also review Syuri versus Alex Windsor. So that'll be a lot of fun. First IWGP women's title match in over a month to talk about. So something to look forward to there. But thank you everyone for listening. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me over the past week. It means the world to me. Please leave a like, comment. Let me know what you're thinking regarding Stardom, Marigold, whatever it may be. I want to hear your thoughts. I love reading the comments. It's been a long couple weeks, so I'm getting back to reading those comments and responding. So please leave a comment. Like I said, go check out the latest video on the YouTube channel if you hadn't. Who is going to be Stardom's next top babyface? That is a conversation that I think is very well worth having. If you haven't checked it out, go do so. You also check out Tam Nakano's Legacy, a personal look at Stardom's Twilight Dream. You can check out the Shine Forever review if you still haven't seen that. We got a lot of content going on here. I have lots of plans in store for the next couple weeks. That beginner's guide to Marigold is coming. We're going to do that after the next Korakuen Hall show, just in case my Sakurai and Chen Yoda win. So that will come out after that. So look forward to that. So it'll come out after the 17th. I have something planned for next week, though, so don't you worry. We're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep driving forward. Thank you, everyone, for listening. It truly means the world to me. Until next time, I wish you all the best. Have a good one. So long. See ya. Passion.